1 minute, I'll just switch off the laptop.
Yoga does not just change the way we see the things, it transforms the person who sees. That's the magic of yoga. The topic for today's satsang is osteoarthritis, which is the most common form of arthritis, which causes joint pains and stiffness, which is commonly referred to as wear and tear of the joints. To give us more insights on this osteoarthritis, we have our experts, Dr. Kanakadurga Garu and Ms. Harita. I call upon Kanakadurga Garu to take it forward from here.
Thank you, Swarna. Gurubhyo Namaha. Sri Chandrasekhara Yatinda Sastinam Shantantaranga Kavitakhila Bhavkanam Kanchi Puri Sthita Mahonnata Kamakoti Pithim Upashitavatam Charanatupase Sri Jayendra Yatinda Sastinam Shantantaranga Kalitakhila Bhavkanam Kanchipuri Sthita Mahonnata Kamakoti Pithim Upashitavatam Charanatupase Sri Shankara Vijayendra Yatinda Sastinam Shantantaranga Kalitakhila Bhavkanam Kanchipuri Sthita Mahonnata Kamakoti Pithim Upashitavatam Charanatupase. Today we want to talk about arthritis. Arthritis means, arthra means joints. Itis is inflammation. So all the diseases of the joints, they come under this category. Now arthritis, we have rheumatoid arthritis, which is known as Amavata in Ayurveda. We have osteoarthritis, which is Sandhivata. We have gouty arthritis, which is called Vata Rakta. So all these arthritis forms are included in Vata Vyadhi. We have a lot of diseases of Vata. Vata is nothing but a bioenergetic principle of movement. All the movements are ruled by Vata. So we have Vata is, in the form of different forms in the body. Pranavayu. Pranavayu is the form of Vata, which is to do with the respiration. Udanavayu. Udanavayu is to do with sound, with speech. Then we have Samanavayu, which has got everything to do with digestion. Apanavayu. Apanavayu has got everything to do with elimination, digestion, menstrual cycles, delivery. All these are ruled by Apanavata. And we have Vyana, Vyanavayu, which is all over the body. So all the movements are controlled by Vyana. So without Vata, none of the bioenergetic principles in the body can become mobile. There is a sloka in Ayurveda, which I will explain. It says, Pittam Pangu, Kafam Pangu, Pangavo Maladhatavaha, Vayuna Yatra Niyante, Tatra Gachanti Meghavat, which in simple terms means that any of the energetic principles, that is Vata, Pitta or Kapha in the body, Vata is the movement of, Vata is all about movement. It's the energy of movement. Pitta is the energy of digestion. Kapha is the energy of structure. In simple terms, if there's a movement, if my hand moves, it is Vata. The digestion that happens in the stomach is got to do with Pitta. Even a simple, if I'm looking at the camera, the act of looking also is governed by Pitta. Pitta is, there's an Alochaka Pitta in the eyes, which converts the form in front of us into the image which is seen by me. So any transformation, digestion, any change is governed by Pitta. And structure. If you see my hand, there is a structure to it. The structure is governed by Kapha. There is fluid in the joints. There is a structure. There's a structure to the muscles, the structure to the bones, that is governed by Kapha. So these are the bioenergetic principles. If they are in a balanced form, there is no disease. If they get imbalanced, when they become too much or too less, Vruddhi and Kshaya. If the Vata becomes too much or Vata becomes too less, Pitta becomes too much or Pitta is too less, Kapha becomes more or Kapha is less, then diseases happen. So in simple terms, if we look at arthritis, in Vata type of arthritis, the joints will become dry. They will crackle, they will pop. There will be sounds. And when you exert, when you move the knees or the part which is affected by the disease, those parts will pain. When you move, on movement, there is pain. And they feel very cold. The joint feels very cold. These are the symptoms of Vata-dominated arthritis. Pitta, when Pitta is predominant, there will be inflammation. The joint will look reddish or purple because the blood is also vitiated. So the Pitta ones, there'll be burning sensation. So some people, because of uric acid crystals, if we see the modern parlance, we see that the uric acid crystals are more. So they accumulate in the joints and there will be burning sensation. So Pitta will cause burning sensation and they get relief by putting some cold poultice like sandalwood paste. That will give relief. Whereas Vata will get relief by a hot poultice. Poultice is nothing but a paste. Hot oil or a hot poultice, that gives relief. Now Kapha dominated arthritis, there is stiffness. The joints are clammy, they're cold. When you move the joint, there is relief to the pain. Only on the movement, and the pain is more in the mornings, Kapha time. So along with these types of arthritis, we have, as I said, Vata Rakta, which is gouty arthritis. Osteoarthritis is Sandhi Vata. And Ama Vata is rheumatoid arthritis. Now for all types of arthritis, you need to look at your colon. Your colon has to be clean. When the colon is clean, then you cannot get arthritis. The colon has to be cleansed. How do we, when you eat, when you remember, how do you keep the colon clean? You have to check your diet, your lifestyle, your emotions. These are very important. When you take too much of cold food, too much of heavy food like urad dal items, too much of pulses, like, all these, all the kinds of legumes that you get, too much of rajma, chana, just going on eating those foods, there's too much of Vata in the body. The Agni in the body is not able to digest this heavy food which you're putting in the body. First of all, in this current scenario, we have lockdown. So when you put this heavy food, you make, palak paneer, or you make some cold, heavy food, the Agni is the energy in the digestive energy in the stomach. Jataragni. It's not able to digest. So it gets vitiated and undigested toxins are created. These undigested toxins, which are created because of faulty Agni, they spread to the joints. And the Ama is like a sticky toxin, toxic substance. It spreads to the joints and causes obstruction there. Wherever there is pain, there means there's obstruction. The circulation is not proper. That's when the pain starts. So in the acute stage, acute pain, the pain will be there lasting 1 or 2 days. Chronic pain is when the pain goes on for days and days together because we are ignoring the diet, we are ignoring the lifestyle, we are ignoring the emotions which we go throughout the day. So the diet is very important. You need to take the diet which cleans your colon, which is healthy for the colon. So we have to have plenty of fruits and plenty of vegetables. Now moong dal is a source of protein, which even in Chaturmasam, it is used by all sannyasis. Moong dal, we make khichdi, polagam, or pongal, what they call it. So that cleanses the colon. That's a good protein source. Green moong, which we call pesarlu. Why don't you all start making sambar with pesarlu? You will see the difference. You feel so much more lighter. It's much more healthier. And it also cleanses the colon. When you go for therapies, you go to, when people go to spas and all that, These are the things which people pay heaven and earth for. They make sure that you have the correct diet. They give moong ka water. They give green moong preparations. They give kashayas. So all these things, if you're careful at home itself, you will not be requiring to go up to that point. Now, in arthritis, we need to do two things. One is remove the ama from the joints. Bring it to the colon. Eliminate it. These things have to be done. So the two things which you need to do are detoxify the joints and cleanse the blood. So we have a big list of herbs which help in detoxifying the joints and cleansing the blood. Triphala, Trikatu, Yashtimadhu, Shilajit, all these herbs. Shilajit is not a herb, it's a mineral. It's available in Himalayas, in the rocky cliffs. It's available from the rocks. All these herbs and minerals, they help in cleansing the blood and detoxifying the joints. We have an excellent preparation called Guggulu. Now you also hear about many types of Guggulu. So Guggulu, we have Yograj Guggul, which is general for all types of arthritis. We have Kaishor Guggul, which is for the smaller joints in the body. We have Trayodashang Guggul, which is for the ligament-related ones, ligament-related Vata disorders. There's a whole description of where you use what. There are people who are very sensitive. So if I see a very sensitive person, we should not give a strong Guggul preparation. We will give Kaishor. Kaishor, the name itself means for those who are delicate constitution. So this is the way we have very, very good preparations called Guggulu. Now Guggulu, what does it do? It slowly over a period of time, it removes the pain without the side effect of suppressing your immunity or irritating your stomach. This is the side effect of all the painkillers which we have, from aspirin to whatever you call it. This is the side effect. We have irritation of the stomach, acidity is caused, as well as the immunity is suppressed. These medicines are life-giving medicines. I bow down before them because so many situations they help. But I beg all of you not to use it indiscriminately. Do not try to take your health in your own hands. Go to the chemist or try to buy even baby aspirin. My friend who has been taking baby aspirin 2 per day, she has got some changes in the stomach. The stomach tissues, there's irritation. So do not go for any of these medicines unnecessarily. I'm not asking you to stop them completely. When you're using them by the expert opinion of a doctor, over a period of 2 to 3 months, you can slowly bring them down. But you must be aware that this is so much of wealth in Ayurveda, which is not being told, which is not being understood by so many people. Because there's so much of commercialism about medicine. It's not commercial. Ayurveda is come from the Vedas. It's got a very broad, a very high purpose. Swasthasya swasthya rakshanam aturasya roga prashamanam. So in Ayurveda, we have, if you look for medicines, we have Guggulus, we have Kashayas. What is a Kashaya? A Kashaya is a ready-made liquid preparation. When you just take like Maharasnadi Kashaya, Dashamula Kashaya, these can be taken for preventing arthritis. You take about 2 teaspoons, dilute with a half cup of water and take. So these are very good blood, they help in cleansing the blood. It helps in removing the toxins. We have Kwata Churna. Kwata Churna is nothing but the same Dashamula. Kwata Churna is a rough powder which you take about, you take a fistful and put 4 cups of water, boil it down till it comes to 1 cup, and you filter it and you drink that. So that is freshly prepared. That has obviously got more benefits when you freshly prepare it. We have Maharasnadi Kwata Churna. That is also similarly made. So these are preparations. Now Maharasnadi Kwata Churna, Dashamula Kwata Churna, they've got Dashamula, means 10 herbs. Now we have Ekal Dravya preparation. See the extent of knowledge in Ayurveda. Ekal Dravya means a single herb. Ashwagandha, Guduchi, these are single herbs. what do? You take about 10 grams, that's roughly about 2 teaspoons, and you put 2 cups of water. Boil it down till it comes to half cup, filter and use. So these are single herb preparations. So this is where what happens is depends on your severity of your problem. So you cannot say that I saw something on the TV or I read something and I tried it, it didn't work. It's because the severity, the ratio of the problem requires more medicine in the bloodstream because it's become chronic. When it's acute, when it's chronic, so just as we look at these points about the disease, we also see the important point of age. There is the age of kapha, the age of pitta, the age of vata. Vata ages after 60. So the problems will be more because automatically the bodies are shrinking, the muscles, they're shrinking. So you cannot expect to completely, mostly about 60% people after 60s, they get osteoarthritis or they get rheumatoid arthritis. Because the lifestyle changes and the diet and the emotional stress. So what you need to remember is do justice to yourself. Don't indiscriminately take medicines which will just suppress. Too much of aspirin is known to help to create degeneration in the cartilages. So it's not required. What is required is correct analysis. If the food you are eating is correct, if there are plenty of fruits and vegetables, and if you're avoiding the items which will cause more disease. Among vegetables, all the gourds, the bottle gourd, ridge gourd, these are all very good. They're very light, they're easy to digest. Okra is very good for the joints. Okra, lady's finger, it's very good for the joints. Among the fruits, pomegranate, apple. Apple gives good blood. Pomegranate is also very good detoxifying fruit. Anybody can eat a pomegranate without any side effect. It's considered very good for health. Amla is a good fruit because it helps in blood circulation. Vitamin C, blood circulation. What are the fruits you need to avoid when you have arthritis? Banana. Any type of banana. Elaki banana. We have here, they have big bananas. So any type of banana should be avoided in arthritis. Simple reason, because it increases the kapha in the body. If there's more kapha, there is more mucus, there's pressure on the nerves, it causes more pain. It causes even muscular rheumatism. It happened to me itself, when I was in my college days, I was going to the medical college, Ayurvedic medical college, and for obvious reasons, I was not eating my food there. So I used to stay the whole day without eating. And then if I was very hungry, I would come out and have bananas. I was merrily eating bananas in those days. And then I would come home. On the way, if there's some reason, I would come home daily and I would have bath. So I suddenly developed, all my muscles started feeling stiff, a lot of pain. We had an elderly professor called Anantachar, Dr. Anantachar. So he used to come daily after doing all his, sadhana, his tapas. He used to come. He's a, special, very, very special doctor. He never asked for more hike in his salary also. He'll come with all his Agnihotra, Madhva Brahmin, very, very pious. So I went to him and I told him, I said, sir, I don't know what's happened. My whole body is aching. Then he looked at me and he said, it's muscular rheumatism. Muscular rheumatism, which happened because of eating too many bananas. Who helped me to analyze it? My mother. She's my guru for Ayurveda. So when I went back and I told her, she said, hey, it's simple because you're eating bananas. On an empty stomach, eating so many bananas, it will cause muscular rheumatism. So the first fruit you should avoid when you have rheumatism is bananas. All the other fruits are fine. Mango is fine, pomegranates, apple. Guava, again, you need to watch out for because it creates a lot of kapha. So it may cause an arthritis problem because it's got kapha. If anything causes too much kapha, it automatically can cause pressure on the nerves. So these are fruits. Now dry fruits, we have dried dates, which I told about last time also. It's called Huttuttu in Kannada, Vana Khajur in Kannada, Endu Khajur in Telugu. I don't know the name in Tamil, but it's the dried date. So that is very good for the muscles. It gives good strength. So you can soak about 4 and grind it with badam. soaked badam, remove the skin. You can also add a nice handful of black raisins. So you have a very easy food, which you can take, which will nourish, is very nourishing, because it's got plenty of iron in it, plenty of protein in it, plenty of calcium in it. So keep things simple and make sure that everything you put in your mouth has some health sense for the body. Okay, so along with these things, you also need to remember that you take plenty of warm water. When you have arthritis, you need to take warm water. Cold water will not do, especially the cold climate abroad, or in the right now in Bangalore, it's very cold. So if you keep on drinking cold water, what's going to happen? Agni cannot take that much of cold water. So it's going to become manda. Manda Agni means it's lower. The digestive capacity has become lower. Vishama Agni is irregular. Tikshna Agni is very, very strong. So when the Agni becomes manda, automatically, because of the cold water drinking, you're going to feel feverish. It's not going to help. So pay attention to your diet. Avoid the nightshade vegetables. What are the nightshade vegetables? Potato, brinjal, tomato. These increase the pain in arthritis. Brinjal and potato, they increase the pain in arthritis. So avoid eating them in the night time when you cannot digest, when you have nothing else to do but sleep. Avoid eating in the night time. Avoid it as a principle. When you need to take potato, take it with antidote. Ayurveda has beautiful antidotes. Remove the skin for the potato. Cook it with ajwain and put cilantro, kotmir. That is one way of cooking the potato. Another way is putting ginger and cooking. Also remember to put a lot of leafy vegetables when you cook root vegetables. So when you have potato, you put a lot of leafy, like this methi aloo or palak aloo. These are all good options which are easy to digest. Because of the leafy content, the fiber, it helps in digesting the potato. So you should avoid potatoes as a principle. Potatoes, brinjals, because these are nightshade vegetables, tomatoes. They will increase the pain in the body. In the dairy items, protein source, one source of food which you should avoid is curds. Curds will definitely flare your arthritis problem. Please don't have curds. You can have buttermilk, but you have to use buttermilk with some dried ginger or fresh ginger, which will balance the mucus in that. When you take curds, curd rice in the night, it's not good for arthritis. Similarly, pizza. Pizza is again loaded with cheese. So again, cheese is not good for arthritis. Those who live on a vegan diet and have plant-based proteins, they have less chances of having arthritis. But even then, if a person has arthritis, it could be because of vitamin deficiencies. It could be because of lifestyle changes. It could be because of some injuries which they've ignored. Sometimes some injury long ago, some injury has been ignored, and then it develops into arthritis. So nipping in the bud is very important. Analyzing whether this food is good, and if you're taking if you have some problem, taking the medicine immediately, drinking the right liquids, not taking Coke, Sprite, all these soft drinks are not at all good for the body. Please remember, whatever you put in your mouth, let it be an investment for your health. That's my only plea to all of you. Let everything that goes into your mouth be an investment to your health, not a withdrawal check for your health. It is not worth it. A glass of Coke, a glass of coffee, a glass of tea, chocolates, soft drinks, these are all takeaway. These are all withdrawal checks from your health. Invest in your health. Everything you put in your mouth, offer to Krishna and take it and make it an investment for your health. So today we have Narayaniam, Savitri Ranganathan. She has taught many people Narayaniam all over the world. And many people have got relief from all their ailments by reciting the Narayaniam. She's got many students all over the country, all over the world, who are teaching students even now, and it's become a very powerful movement. She was blessed by Mahapariva, and she used to come very often and give lectures in Bangalore. Her Narayaniyam, chapter number 6, we're going to listen today, which is very powerful. Listening to her itself is a big punyam, because listening to such a evolved soul, she's like, just like Ramakrishna Paramahansa, Sharda Devi, she's just like that. To many people, she is Guru Mata. She has derived a lot of her strength and her penance all revolves around our matham, around Periva, around Mahaperiva. So we'll be listening to her Narayaniyam, chapter number 6, which is very powerful for all body pains, body ailments. Also in the Bhagavad Gita, we're going to listen to some slokas, because today is Ekadashi. So we're going to listen to slokas from the 11th chapter, Vishwarupa Darshan, where Arjuna tells Krishna that, he sees Krishna in the Saumya form, in the beautiful form which he wanted to see, not in the form which he was scared of. And Krishna promises him that this is a form, this can be seen by bhakti, by no tapas, by austerities, by all the prayers. The most important that Krishna promises is by pure bhakti, you can see me in this form. So Tejaswini is going to recite the slokas from 11th chapter, I think number 51 to number 55. She's going to recite the slokas. The last sloka, Sri Krishna Paramatma himself says, "He who does work for me, who looks on me as the supreme, who is devoted to me, who is also free from attachment, who is without hatred for any being, he comes to me, O Pandava." So Tejaswini will now recite the slokas.
Arjuna Uvacha Drishte Dhammanusham Rupam Saumyam Janardana Idaneemasmi Samvrutta Teta Prakritim Gataha Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Sududarshamidam Rupam Drishtavanasi Yanmama Devapyasya Rupasya Yam darshana kamshitah naham vedairna tabasa janena na chetya shakya evam vido drashtam ishtavanasi mam yatha bhaktyatvannaya shakya ahamevam vidorjuna natum drashtum cha tatvena veshtum cha param tapa मत्परमो मद्भक्तसङ्गवर्जितः निर्वैर्यः सर्वभूतेषु यस्य मामेति पाण्डव.
Thank you, Tejaswini. I'll request Harita to take it forward.
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram. Thank you very much, madam. Kanakadurga madam explained very well about arthritis and diet. Now we will see yogic exercises for osteoarthritis. Yoga for osteoarthritis. Osteoarthritis is caused by aging, joints, injury, and obesity. It is characterized by breakdown of the cartilage, bony changes of the joints, deterioration of tendons and ligaments, and various degrees of inflammation of the joint lining called synovium. Though some of the joint changes are irreversible, most patients will not need to joint replacement surgery. A rheumatologist can detect arthritis and prescribe the proper treatment. The goal of this treatment is to reduce pain and improve functioning. Now we can see here a healthy joint, articular cartilage and meniscus. Now this is arthritis. Joint is here cartilage loss and exposure to bone. Degenerative meniscus and bone spurs. Osteoarthritis symptoms. Now we'll see clicking or cracking sounds. Slow onset of symptoms. Swelling. Asthmatic. Affects the joint on one side but not the other side. It depends upon their lifestyle. Stiffness in joint, and most of the common joints is hip joints, knee and hands are most common. Bone spurs, reduced flexibility, hard to bend down and climb stairs also. This is the signs and symptoms of osteoarthritis. Exercise is an important part of treatment because it can decrease joint pain and improve function. These yogic exercises are very useful to you. This arthritis tends to occur in the hand joints, spine, hips and knees and toes also. The lifetime risk of developing osteoarthritis of the knee about 46%, and the lifetime risk of developing osteoarthritis of the hip is 25%. There are 4 stages of osteoarthritis. One is the minor, mild and moderate and severe. The minor stage, patients will develop a very minor wear and tear and bone spurs growth at the end of the knee joints. And mild stage, we can diagnostic images and x-rays of the knee joints or any joint will show more bone spurs growth, and though the space between the bone appear normal, people will begin experiencing symptoms of the joint pain. Typically, the area around the knee joints will feel stiff, uncomfortable, particularly when sitting for expanding period and extended period after rising in the morning. The next one is the moderate stage. Stage 3 is referred to as a moderate, where there is a obvious erosion to the cartilage surface between bones and fibrillation narrows of the gap between the bones. Along with the joint stiffness after sitting for a long hour, when waking up in the morning, there may be popping and snapping sounds when walking. It will be very difficult to the moderate stage. Next, 4th stage, this is a severe stage. Joint space between the bones are considerably reduced, causing the cartilage to wear off and leaving the joint stiff. The breakdown of the cartilage leads to a chronic inflammation response with decreases synovial fluid that causes friction, greater pain in discomfort when walking or moving. This is the 4 stages of knee joints. This one is the first stage. In this bone, we have a small cramps and all. The next stage, spurs also decrease and cramping. Now slowly reduce the gap between the bones. This is the 3rd one, and this is the 4th stage. Osteoarthritis versus arthritis. Arthritis, chronic inflammation disease. chronic disease that can affect people of all ages. Osteoarthritis, a progressive mechanical disease associated with the aging or overworked joints. Most of the people suffering, sports persons will suffer with the osteoarthritis. Inflammation caused by a disruption of the immune system. For osteoarthritis, degradation of articular cartilage caused by friction causes pain and stiffness. Arthritis, inflammation causes swelling, pain, and burning sensation. And osteoarthritis, tendons and ligaments lose their elasticity and wear out and reducing mobility. For osteoarthritis, now we'll see the hand. This is inflammatory osteoarthritis in the hand. Now we can see here, this is the bone and thickened synovial membrane and excessive synovial fluid and degradation of cartilage. This is the joints, arthritis joints. And osteoarthritis of the hip. This is the hip joint, synovial fluid is there and cartilage also is there. And slowly through our lifestyle, because of diet, whatever it is, now slowly come to like this. And loss of spinal fluid and cartilage, and the bone is exposed, and it will get osteoarthritis. This is the treatments for osteoarthritis: oral medicines and injectables, devices, scans and walkers, lifestyle interventions, surgical therapies, typical medicines, and surgical and non-surgical treatments for osteoarthritis. Non-surgical treatments are hydrotherapy, Tai Chi, and acupuncture, yoga, and through diet. Now, Madam explained very well about Ayurveda diet. This is the surgical treatments. Now, these are the yoga exercises for osteoarthritis. Bend, foot bend. Like you can do this like support and rotations, knee bend. This flexibility and pain relief also. And finger open and close movements. Wrist bend with support and wrist rotations. Hands in and out. These are the yogic exercises for the osteoarthritis. Give very good result to you for regular practice. You can reduce your pain also. Now we'll see about yogic exercises for osteoarthritis. Now you can sit on your sofa or bed, and no need to sit on floor. You can sit on sofa as if you are comfortable. You can sit. Now start with a small prayer. Join your palms. Yogena chittasya padena vacham malam sarirasya cha vaidyakena yopakarotam pravaram muninam patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi आबाहु पुरुषाकारं शङ्खचक्रासिधारिणं सहस्रशिरसं श्वेतं प्रणमामि पतञ्जलिम् Now slowly open your eyes. Now those who are doing it now slowly stretch your legs. You can sit on your bed or sofa. Sit in Dandasana. Now let's start with toe bend. Now slowly bend your toes with exhalation. Inhale, release. Do it very slowly. Slowly bend your toes and inhale, release. Exhale, bend. Inhale, release. If this is difficult to you, you can do like this. For taking hand support, now slowly bend your toes with your hand support and release. You can bend and release. Do it 5 times. Now opposite leg also you can do like this. Those who are suffering with more pain, you can do like this. Take support and do. Bend your toes and release. With exhalation you have to bend and inhalation, release. Next, foot bending. Now slowly inhale, bend, stretch your foot and inhale, release. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now you can do like this also. You have to fold your leg and slowly bend your foot and stretch. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, release. Do it very slowly. Don't bend. All of you bend your joints with your comfort. Those who are suffering with problem, do it very slowly. Next, opposite leg. Fold your leg and inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. This is very good to your ankle joints. It gives a pain relief for you. The regular practice, you can reduce your pain. Next one, foot rotation. Now we'll do right leg. Fold your leg like this and slowly rotate your ankle. Slowly, clockwise. You have to concentrate on your breath. Inhale and exhale. And anti-clockwise and reverse rotation also. And slowly release your right leg. Now left leg. Fold your left leg and slowly rotate your leg clockwise. Clockwise 5 rounds and anti-clockwise 5 rounds. You can do like this also, both legs at a time. You can do like this. Those who are doing through regular practice without support, you can do clockwise and anti-clockwise. Don't force. Do it very slowly. Next, knee bend. Now slowly bend your knee. With exhalation, you have to bend your knee like this. Take support and breathe. Exhale, fold. Inhale, release. exhale, fold, inhale, release. Do it 5 times. Do it very slowly. Exhale, inhale. Exhale and inhale. Now left side. Exhale and inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. You can do this on chair also. No need to sit down, or if this is difficult for you, you can sit on your chair and slowly give movement for your knee. Next, you can do this like you have any hip osteoarthritis. You can do in supine position also. Then later on your side. Slowly exhale, hold your knee, inhale, release. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. And opposite side, exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale and relax. Now slowly come back. Slowly come back. Now half butterfly posture. This is good for your hip joint. And slowly bend your right leg first. And take your knee up and release. Inhale, exhale. You have to move your hip joint like this. Do it very slowly. And opposite side. Now left leg. With exhalation, you have to fold your leg and slowly take your knee up and down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Do it 5 times. Do it very slowly. Don't force your joints and don't cross beyond your limits. Do it very slowly. And slowly stretch your legs and relax. Relax for 2 minutes. You can relax on Savasana also. Now slowly come to Savasana. Come to Savasana and relax for 2 minutes. And slowly observe your breath. Now slowly turn your right and come back to your position. Now we'll see hand movements. Now fingers open and closed. Take your hands and slowly fold your finger joints with exhalation and inhale, release. Exhale, inhale. Exhale and inhale. If it is difficult for you, you can do with one hand. Fold your hands, fold your fingers like this with opposite hand and release. Fold your hands, fingers and release. Hold your finger and release. Now opposite side. If you are feel difficult to you without support, you can take other hand support like this. Next, wrist bending. And slowly with exhalation, you have to bend your wrist like this with hand support. First right hand. With exhale, hold and inhale, release. Do it very slowly. Five times. Now, opposite hand. Yes. Exhale, bend, and inhale, release. Yes. Do it very slowly. Don't cross your limits. The regular practice, you can do like this without support. Next, hands in and out. Now slowly stretch your hand. With exhalation, you have to bend your hand like this. You can take other hand support and inhale, release. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale and inhale. Now opposite side. Now left side. Stretch your left hand. With exhalation, you have to fold your hand like this. Exhale, fold and inhale, release. Now variations is there in this. Now next one, you have to bend like this. Palm facing up. Right hand with exhalation, fold and inhale, release. Exhale and inhale. Now opposite side. Exhale and inhale. This is difficult for you. You can do like this also. No need to stretch your full hand. You can do like this. Now stretch your hand side. Now slowly exhale, fold your hand and inhale, release. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Now opposite side. Now left hand, stretch your hand. With exhale, try to touch your shoulder and inhale, release. Exhale, inhale. Exhale and inhale. Exhale, inhale. Now palm facing up. Now exhale, fold here. Right hand, palm facing upward, upside up. And exhale, stretch. And exhale, fold. And inhale, release. When you are doing foldings or bendings, you have to exhale. Now opposite side. Now left hand. Now slowly fold with exhalation and inhale, release. Do it very slowly. Exhale, inhale. Repeat this 5 rounds. And slowly relax. Relax. Next, shoulder rotation. Now slowly rotate your shoulders. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale and exhale. Clockwise. And anti-clockwise. Do it very slowly, don't force. And relax. You can do like this and with right hand try to touch your shoulder. Slowly rotate your shoulder clockwise. Inhale back and exhale forward. Rotate your shoulder clockwise. Inhale and exhale. Observe your movement, observe your breath. Coordinate with your breath. Inhale back, exhale forward. After 5 rounds, we have to rotate reverse. Anti-clockwise. Inhale back, exhale forward. Repeat this 5 rounds. Now relax. Now opposite hand. Left hand. Fold your left hand, touch your shoulder and slowly rotate your shoulder clockwise. While going back, you have to inhale, forward, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now slowly repeat reverse anti-clockwise. Inhale and exhale. Inhale back, exhale forward. And relax. Relax. These exercises are very good to pain relief for osteoarthritis. Now we'll see neck exercise. Exhale, bend your neck forward and inhale. Slowly take your neck back as far as possible. Exhale, bend forward and inhale back. Repeat this 5 rounds. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. Slowly come to normal position. Now right and left bending. You have to take your hand support with while you are bending right side. Exhale, bend your neck and inhale, release. Exhale, bend your right side and inhale, release. Exhale and inhale. Now opposite side. Take your left hand. With exhalation, you have to bend your neck, left side and inhale, release. Exhale, inhale. Exhale and inhale. Relax. Now right twisting. Now slowly with exhalation, you have to twist your neck right side, your chin and shoulder in one line. And inhale, center. Exhale, left side. And inhale, center. Exhale, right side. When you are bending your neck or twisting your neck, you have to exhale. Now inhale, center. And exhale, left side. Now inhale, slowly come to normal position. Now we'll see eye exercise. Now up and down movement. You have to slowly move your eyeball up and down. Up and down. 3 rounds. Up and down. And slowly close your eyes. Rub your palms. Cup in your eyes. Now slowly release. Now right and left movement. Now slowly turn your eyeball right side and left, right, left, right, and left. And close your eyes. Now again rub your palms. Cup in your eyes. And release. Now diagonal, right diagonal, and slowly take your eyes up and opposite. Do it 3 times. Now left diagonal. Now slowly close your eyes. Rub your palms. Cupping. This is relax your eyes. Now clockwise and anti-clockwise rotation. Now slowly rotate your eyeball clockwise. 3 rounds. And anti-clockwise. And close your eyes. Now again rub your palms. Cup in your eyes. And relax. Now blinking, fast blinking. Blink your eyes like this. After completing this, don't open your eyes, close your eyes. Don't open your eyes and relax. And rub your palms and touch your eyes. And slowly open your eyes. Now sit in Sukhasana. we see Anulom Vilom Pranayam. This is very good for pain relief for arthritis. Now sitting Sukhasana. Take your left hand on Chin Mudra, right hand on Nasika Mudra. Hold your index and middle finger. Now normal breath. Inhale through both nostrils and exhale through both nostrils. Now close your right nostril for using thumb finger. Inhale with left nostril. Exhale through right nostril. Now inhale through right nostril. Exhale through left. See again, breathe in with left, breathe out with right, breathe in again through right nostril, breathe out with left nostril. This is one round. This is also called Anulom Vilom Pranayam or Nadi Shuddhi Pranayam. This is very good for your pain relief. Inhale through left nostril. Exhale right. Inhale again right nostril. Exhale left nostril. Daily you can do this 15 to 20 minutes. Close your eyes. Left hand in Chin Mudra and right Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama. Inhale, exhale with right. Inhale through right and exhale through left. You have to end with your left nostril and relax. Normal breathing, breathe out. Relax your breath. This Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama is very good for your all types of problems. Anyone can do this pranayama. Now slowly come to Shavasana and lay down on your spine. Relax your total body. Legs apart and hands apart, palms facing up. Now slowly close your eyes and observe your breath. While inhale, you have to bulge in your stomach. With exhale, sinking down. You have to observe your breath and relax your all joints. Part by part, you have to relax your total body. If you have any pain, you can relieve. You can reduce your pain through Savasana. Observe your body and concentrate on pain. Now Narayani mantra will play.
एवं चतुर्दश जगन्मयतां गतस्य पातालमीश तव पादतलं वदन्ति पादोर्ध्वदेशमपि देवरसातलं ते गुल्फद्वयं खलु महातलमद्भुतात्मन् जङ्घे तलातलमथो सुतलं च जानु किञ्चोरुभागयुगलं वितलातले द्वे क्षोणीतलं जघनम् अम्बरमङ्गनाभिः वक्षश्च शक्रनिलयस्तव चक्रपाणे ग्रीवामहस्तव मुखं च जनस्तपस्तु फालं शिरस्तव समस्तमयस्य सत्यम् एवं जगन्मयतनो जगदाश्रितैः अपि अन्यैर्निबद्धवपुषे भगवन् नमस्ते त्वद्ब्रह्मरन्ध्रपदम् ईश्वर विश्वकन्द छन्दांसि केशवघनास्तव केशपाशाः उल्लासि चिल्लियुगलम् द्रुहिणस्य गेहम् पक्ष्माणि रात्रिदिवसौ सविता च नेत्रे निःशेष विश्वरचना च कटाक्षमोक्षः कर्णौ दिशो अश्वियुगलम् तव नासिके द्वे लोभत्रपे च भगवन् अधरोत्तरोष्ठौ तारागणाश्च रदनाः शमनश्च दंष्ट्रा मायाविलासहसितं श्वसितं समीरो जिह्वाजलं वचनमीश शकुन्तपङ्क्तिः सिद्धादयस्वरगणाः मुखरन्ध्रमग्निः देवाभुजाः स्तनयुगं तव धर्मदेवः पृष्ठं तु अधर्म इह देव मनस्सुधांशुः अव्यक्तमेव हृदयाम्बुजमम्बुजाक्ष कुक्षिः समुद्रनिवः वसनं तु सन्ध्ये शेफः प्रजापतिरसौ वृषणौ च मित्रः श्रोणीस्थलं मृगगणाः पदयोर्नखास्ते हस्त्युष्ट्रसैन्धवमुखाः गमनं तु कालः विप्रादिवर्णभवनं वदनाब्जबाहुचारूरुयुग्मचरणम् करुणाम्बुधे संसारचक्रमयि चक्रधर क्रियास्ते वीर्यं महासुरगणो अस्थिकुलानि शैलाः नाड्यः सरित्समुदयः तरवश्च रोम जीयादितं वपुः अनिर्वचनीयमीश ईदृग्जगन्मय वपुः तव कर्मभाजां कर्मावसानसमये स्मरणीयमाहुः तस्यान्तरात्मवपुषे विमलात्मने ते वातालयाधिपनमोऽस्तु निरुन्धिरोगान् नारायण 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 नारायण.
Now slowly turn your right side. Take your right hand back and take your left hand support and hold your left knee and slowly come back. sit in Sukhasana. Close your eyes. Now take your both hands on Namaskara Mudra. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Had the incredible experience of listening to Savitri Ranganathan with the beautiful expertise of Harita and her team. This is a great opportunity for us to learn about arthritis from these young children. Please donate liberally for Sampradaya Pathshala. Thank you very much, Lakshmi Garu. Thank you so much, Swarna.
Thank you, Kanakadurga Garu, for one more knowledgeable session. I would like to share a beautiful quote here. My body is my temple and my asanas are my prayers to it. Such a beautiful statement. So let's keep the body pure and clean for the soul to reside in. Yoga means an addition. That's the addition of energy, strength, and beauty to the body, mind, and soul. So let's add more and more energy from these sessions and charge ourselves. Thank you all for attending this satsang and have a great day ahead. Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu.